Well, I've picked up another record player, a Rolls Stereophonic. It's a little portable valve record player. I'm thinking from the 60s, and it is quite nice. As it is stereo, you have one speaker down here and one up here in the lid. There's a little connecting cord that is sort of folded up there, and that comes out. It's got one of these speaker plugs, these elusive plugs. I cannot find the name of them. It's just a two-prong plug. One's bigger than the other, and I see them quite often inside electronics or as speaker connectors. Yeah, like this one. I can't find them for sale anymore. I have one spare one that came with some parts once. But other than that, I can't find any new ones, which is annoying because I want some more so I can, make connectors and things for speakers and all that. But yeah, I've got one. So it's weird that they're so elusive now because they're so common on all this old stuff. But maybe I just don't know the name and that's why, but I can't find it. Because they're not the DIN, they're not the two-prong DIN, they're different. Anyway, as I was saying, it's a nice record player with a Garrard turntable, changer turntable. It's even got its spindle. Normally everyone loses one of the spindles, either the changer one or the standard little spindle. I've got a slot taken out of it. Interesting. Anyway, this one has not been lost, and you can just plug it in. Of course, plug in the second speaker. That's the thing about these, you have to plug in a second speaker, which is a little bit of a hassle, but not too much with this one. And you turn it on with the tone knob. I know some people don't like that. I don't mind that. Although you can just use the power point. It's a lot easier. I'll get that out of the way, and I'll play a record and show what's going on at the moment. While I wait for it to warm up, someone made this little instruction card for it about how to set it up and how to stop it, and after playing, so which is also how to pack it up. Interesting. I wonder why they needed to do that. I wonder who was using it. Anyway, it's warmed up, and I can just demonstrate it. I'm just going to put it on manual, and we're on 45. Now we're on 78. Oh, that's actually quite clever. I didn't even notice that. It's got a strap that you can sort of clip on, and it'll stop it from falling back, except I've got this wall here, and it feels like it might not. Oh, that looks like it's getting stretched quite badly. I don't trust that. Never mind, we won't use that. Probably fine. Now, this is the other problem. They always put the power they don't always put power cords next to it. Other ones don't. But when they do, it always starts tangling on the tone arm. Anyway, sounds great. So, what could possibly be wrong? So, go to near the end. Still sounds great. Still going well. Oh, that's odd. If I push it, something springs it back. So some mechanism has jammed. So I'll have to open it up. I'm thinking it's probably some sort of the automatic mechanism. Something is seized. But yeah. Oh, it's also got another clip here. I wonder what that's for. Because this is already here for this. So I don't know what could possibly clip up there. Weird. Anyway, off And time to dismantle. So first things first, we can just do away with the lid. That will get that out of the way. Oops. Also, just a random little note. It's got these really nice, almost Art Deco style clips. If you can just see them, they've got this really nice Art Deco shape for the cord. And that's odd, because Art Deco was well and truly over by the time this was made, really, but just interesting that they went with such ornate little clips. I wonder who made them. Anyway, back to actually fixing this. I think I'll first remove this plate, because it looks like it'll get in the way. And it's just got two slotted screws here. One on this end, and the other on the other end. And hopefully it just lifts right off, giving me access, well, more access to the motorboard. Is it called a motorboard still? Or, oh, good, I didn't mark it. Should be more careful, this is very nice. There we go, and you can see the electronics. Oh, and I forgot, of course it's going to have a wire attached. And that, I'm not unscrewing that. You can actually have a peek at the electronics. I was actually a little bit surprised this was valve. I thought it would be transistor, but when I picked it up, I knew with the weight, I thought, yeah, this is probably valve. And you can see them just peeking. Well, probably can't see them just over there. But yeah. So, with that undone, I don't know if this is... I wonder if sometimes there's a way you can twist things. I'm just going to unscrew the screws. I don't think there's going to be a special trick. And if there is, I'll find out. I don't think you can really afford to have those sorts of special tricks on a portable, because then the whole turntable will just plop out if by chance. Whoops. I'll retrieve that in a minute. The sometimes magnetic screwdriver. But this is boring, so see you in a minute. Well, partway through unscrewing, I realised that maybe I don't have to take everything out. I should just remove the turntable first. Maybe that would be the more intelligent thing to do. You can see I haven't worked on a turntable for a little while now, and I don't know if you can see this, but this clip looks quite interesting. This circlip, it sort of clips into itself, which is odd. So we'll see how fun that's getting off. If I can get the camera right. Yeah, you get to enjoy seeing the attempt to get this weird clip off. Oh, actually, never mind. It's not too difficult, except for this trim, which someone has already scratched up. So someone has been in here before. I didn't do that. Although, if the way this is going, I might end up doing more. Do I have to put it back on? This is going to be a real pain to put back on because of that. It doesn't... It's glued on. Of course it is. They're always glued on. So Garrard makes good turntables, but I actually like BSR. They seem to make this... They made theirs really serviceable. I'm sure Garrard, if you have the right equipment, probably is just as good. But I think I have equipment. But it looks like maybe you're supposed to lift this one off. Oh. It's not equipment you need, it's having a brain. And unfortunately, I forgot mine. Anyway, with that undone, turntable just lifts right off. Very nice turntable. This is one of their nicer ones, I think. It's very nicely done. And a very ordinary looking mechanism. That moves fine. Let's give it a run through and see what happens. So I'll have to plug it back in and we'll see if anything occurs. Anything odd or anything. So the problem is I sort of need to put the turntable back on to see. Yeah, now I'm really wondering what's going on. See, nothing's happening here, mate. I think whatever engages the auto mechanism is jammed. And that's why it does this at the end, because it's trying to do something in auto, and it isn't. So yeah, I think I will have to lift it off. I think I'll get the cam off first, and we'll see if there's any hint of what's going on there. So yep, the cam is just here, and it's just circlips or e-clips or whatever you want to call them. Actually, this has not been touched before. Everything is just so unscratched. And it feels new. This thing feels like I've bought one new. Okay. Oh. Well, actually, no, that looks like it's... I wonder if this is our culprit. Oh, yep. There it is. This is stiff. Yeah, that's the culprit. I've had this before on a Garrard. No grease on this at all. Interesting that they didn't put grease on it. I suppose it doesn't need it. That's what needs grease. And it's still good. But yeah, this is the culprit. This little thing here. The bottom one. And I've had this before. I had one that was so bad, we had to use a hairdryer to get it off. Because it was just, it would not move. I think I might have to use a hammer as well to knock it out. But anyway, this one still moves, and yeah, I think this is the culprit. So it looks like it's a quick fix. Cross fingers. So, I'll make some space first instead of accidentally dropping the clip. I really need to clean up my main workbench. Well, another interlude because I have something to boast about. I installed a fan for the upcoming hot weather in case I actually use this space a bit more. It's over the little workbench though, so we'll see how much use it gets. But yep, it's a fan that I hung on the wall because it's not, unfortunately, despite its beautiful styling, yeah, without a grill, it's not very safe to have on the floor. Although now that I look at it, it's only very slightly above head height, so I may get my head chopped off. No, it's not going to chop my head off. It might just cause some slight injuries. No, I'll just be careful. Besides, it'll be blowing away, so it'll be blowing at me away, downwards. But gotten distracted again. I've got to say, I am not a fan of these interruptions. I'm sorry for that. That was awful. Anyway, I've taken the clip off here, and this one will just lift off. Oh no, it won't because there's a thing holding it. This one will probably not come out at all without some persuasion. Oh, that one does unhook in the end. Oh, it's because it's got a second clip. Second little circlip under the first. Wonderful. Okay, with the second circlet removed, surely it will come out now, right? Or am I going to have to take some more drastic measures? I'll just give it a bit of a jiggle first. Oh, better not do that, I might damage it. Anyway, yeah. It's odd that this is the only bit that's frozen up, and I had this on another one too, where this was the only bit that was really frozen up. Really strange. You know what? I think we've got a previous guest of the... Oh, that's not really what it is. I've forgotten a recurring thing. Is there a feature? There was something that used to show up quite a few times and hasn't been around recently, has it? I wonder what it is. Well, of course I know what it is. Why, it's CUD 40. The ultimate in penetrating oil, anti-rust, spray lubricant, degrippant, danger poison. Extremely flammable. Contents are different. Anyway, I'm not going to read this. Oh, I never noticed it's CUD 5-601. Whatever that means. Anyway, if you head to a random market and find some old guy selling all sorts of random imports, I don't even remember if it was an old guy or if it was just some random people. Anyway, find some random people selling some random imports for bargain prices, you too can get CUD 40, everyone's favourite off-brand, well no, everyone's favourite proper degrippant thingy-what's-it, unlike the normal ones that ordinary people use. See, you can use it on cars, keys, bolts. Is that an old... Have they got a 1950s lawnmower as one of their suggestions? Oh, and of course you can use it on your yacht. Or speedboat, or just boat. That's not really a yacht, is it? It's just a boat. But yeah. I like how these drawings do not match at all. You've got your silhouette, you've got your 3D sort of rendering, another 3D rendering, you've got a line drawing, yeah, you've got two line drawings, it's just, Anyway, I'm supposed to be working on a record player, and I have filled this with so much bloated garbage and distractions already. I need to get to work. This is what my normal work, this is what, me doing repair stuff and hobby stuff is. It's mostly me getting distracted. And then there's a little bit of work. So, let's see. I would probably spray it away from the speaker. I don't know what this will do. Anyway, there we go. And let's see if the powers of CUD 40 will be enough to defeat 50-year-old Greece. Well, it's 40-year-old, I don't know. Yeah, probably actually it'll be 50-year-old Greece. Unless this has actually been serviced at some point. And then just sort of press it against the table. And hope that it just slides out. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing the hairdryer trick. Oh, it's getting better, it's getting better, it's getting better. Slowly. I feel like I'm pushing it further in. But yeah, it's just odd that Garrard seems to manage to have the same problem on the two Garrard turntables I've got, and it's the same issue. Yeah, I've only got two, that's odd. I suppose I've got heaps of BSR, that's the reason. I'm a man of no quality whatsoever. Anyway. How many idiotic, poor jokes can I squeeze into this? Not anymore, because I'm going to cut this while I figure out a solution. Well, it's had a day to sink in. Oh, that is... I wonder if I can just get a clamp or something and try and sort of squeeze it out. I think I'll give that a shot. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to accomplish that. Because then it's either that or... I said hairdryer, but I meant heat gun. Although I could use a soldering iron to heat it up, but no, I'm going to just try and get a clamp first. Well, I've got the heat gun, and because I tried all this stuff with clamps and trying to push it out and doing all sorts of nonsense. Didn't work, so heat gun it is. And let's see. These gloves are actually pretty silly. I thought they'd help. I can smell the oil. Alright, let's see. Here we go. I think I've loosened it. There we go. Almost. There we are. Job done. All it required was a little heating. Now that that's been sorted out, it was quite easy in the end. I'll just give it a bit of a clean. And again, it's the only bit that was seized up, and I suppose it would be prudent to just clean everything out, but as you probably noticed, I don't have much time at the moment, considering sunset's already passed, in case you didn't notice that. Oh. Extended that. Anyway, I'm just cleaning this up, and once it's cleaned up, oiling and putting back together, really. Well, cleaned it up as best as I can. That was really hard to remove, whatever that stuff was. I'm not going to put oil, because the grease is somewhere else. And I think it's because it's a pivot, you oil it anyway. At least I do. That was this way, wasn't it? Yep. And there we go, it's nice and loose now. So, just get the oil. Drop in. Okay, put a drop on this. What are these clips? So they're blocking everything again. There we go. And that's how it should be, nice and loose. Then there's this, which, oh no, I don't remember which way it's supposed to go. Oh, it's definitely not supposed to go that way. I think it goes upright, doesn't it? I'm sure it goes that way. You know, I've got a way to check, so... But no, that's the way it goes. I just know. And you know what, I'll put a bit of oil. Not that there's much need for heaps of oil or anything, and most of it's going to get soaked up when I do that. But just a little to keep it nice and free. Ow, my finger. just bruise it putting that thing on. Anyway, there we go. All three. I think I'll just put it straight back on, really, because everything else is moving so well. And that sounded sarcastic, but I mean it. It'll... Well, I'll give that a clean. While I'm in here, just give things a clean, make sure they're all working. Things, well, at least this. Because they probably put the same horrible grease on it. I wonder if the brown grease is a replacement, and this horrible white stuff that's gone hard is the old grease. That could be it. That would explain the horribleness. Anyway. Yeah, that could be a possibility, which means someone's already been here, because I think, there was a bit of scratching around the turntable clip, so yeah, I think someone's probably been in here and cleaned up most of it, so that's why it's all still good. Anyway, I'll get on with cleaning up the remnants of problems, and that'll be it. Okay, so apply a bit of oil, as usual. And then it just sort of fits on. That will probably need to be pushed in a bit. There we go. That should be alright. Done, really. Oh, almost forgot to put the clip on. That would have been pretty dumb. First we'll get the excess oil off again. Clip on. All these sort of 60s, 70s turntables have about the same design, really. These auto changes. It's very good. It's only when you get to the earlier stuff where they did some weirdness, which makes it not so helpful. Oh. Oh. Well, that's odd. I don't know how that managed to get stuck there. I'll just have to get this off. Yeah, I thought something looked a bit off. It turns out that the washer that's supposed to be underneath had gotten on top. How strange. That is very, very strange. It shouldn't be the clearance to get it. Maybe that's its... Maybe someone did that, I don't know. But just fit that on. Now it should fit nicely. Oh, and guess what's come to life? I'll just plug it in and it should work perfectly. Okay, plug it in. And I'll give power. I'll set it up. Okay, well, I've sort of set it up. Let's give it a spin. Oh, I thought it was... Sounds good.
The town is full of guys, think they're mighty wise, just because
I love this song. Anyway. Plays good. Okay, well, I've got to say that has got to be the easiest fix I've ever had on a turntable. Touch wood. Easiest. That's wonderful. Wonderful. I am delighted that I was a bit worried at first when it happened, but yeah, then I thought, could be there's only a few sort of problems with it. Easy. The biggest thing is I have to put the screws back that I took out stupidly. But yeah, well, there you go. I'm not even going to bother showing me screwing it back together. There you go. Just the easiest fix. And funnily enough, that's not the first time I had that problem on a Garrard. Although the other one I gave a whole service because I had heaps of time then. I was just sort of practicing getting into it. Funnily enough, it was actually the Maxwell's that I did that with. So yeah. That was the one that's a Garrard that I had the same thing with. So there you go. The Rolls stereophonic portable is sorted. I do like that. But yeah. I'm very glad to have got one. I've seen some of these go for crazy prices, so I didn't pay that. I paid the higher sort of amount than I'd normally pay for a record player, but I knew Rolls was good. It's because I'm a real cheapskate, although I'm less of a cheapskate now than I used to be. I passed up some really good deals when I started. I didn't know what was a good deal yet. I was just super cheap. Anyway, this video's probably been more rambling than fixing, so I think I'll leave it there. Just another beauty. And this one I think I actually will use. That's because I've been using the ridiculous 3-in-1 thing for... Well, I'll still continue using that in my room because I think it's hilarious and it works quite well, but this is probably going to become my main record player now. I feel I want to get a new stylus for the micro groove, though I'm quite paranoid when it comes to micro groove records now after ruining a few. But yeah, that's it. Fixed. Done. Well, thanks for watching. Thumbs up. I've been doing that because, I don't know, but yeah, thumbs up because it's a really good one. The video isn't, but the player is. I always do this. What's wrong with me? Well, I know what's wrong with me is I can't bear goodbyes, but anyway, that's not what I'm saying. These are posi drive, actually. Oh, it's not going to focus, is it? But you can see, because they've got the little lines, a sort of extra cross. So I'm using the wrong screwdriver, the Phillips. But I don't have a posi drive screwdriver, so too bad. Well, you can still use them, but posi drive, it's better to use a posi drive screwdriver. Does anyone even know what posi drive is? I just said it was. It's Phillips, but it's got extra crosses, and that's why they put the little lines on it. I'm definitely not going to leave this in. I will now, because I said that. But yeah, you can see the little cross there, and you can see there's little extra notches. It just gives more grip. Because Phillips sort of pops out, and this helps it not pop out as much. Anyway, useless little bit, well, some potentially not useless bit of knowledge. There you go.